Hello students, welcome back. In science we are going to start with chapter 8, that is motion. But before starting this lecture, I would like to teach you the basics of physics which you will require in this chapter. So in this lecture we are going to study basics of physics. First thing you have to study is a physical quantity. Physical quantity means the quantity that can be measured. For example, mass, length, time, area, volume. All these things you can measure. So all these are physical quantities. In order to measure a physical quantity, two things are required: magnitude and unit. What is magnitude? Magnitude means a numerical value. And what is unit? It is the standard measurement of a quantity. For example, units of mass are kilogram, gram, milligram, etc. So each and every quantity will have so many units. For example, if we consider, if suppose that a student is asked to measure the mass of the given box, and he measures the mass, and the answer which he is giving is mass is 40, then no one will be able to know whether it is 40 kilogram, gram, milligram, etc. So in order to describe a quantity, unit is required. And suppose that if he is saying that mass is kilogram, then no one will be able to know how much kilogram it is. So for this 40 is required, that is numerical value is required. So in order to describe it properly, he has to say that mass of the box is 40 kilogram, where 40 is the magnitude and kilogram is the unit. So here we can say that magnitude and unit both are required. So we can say that quantity is described by magnitude and unit. For example, mass of a boy is 50 kg. Now you know here magnitude is 50 and unit is kg, and both are required to describe it. Similarly, the distance between two stations is 400 km. Here magnitude is 400 and unit is kilometer. Now the next thing which we are going to study is unit. Types of units. There are two types of units: fundamental units and derived units. First of all, we will study what are fundamental units. The physical units which can neither be derived from one another nor they can be further converted into simpler form are called fundamental units. There are 7 fundamental units, but for your level, that is for 9th standard level, you need to study these 3 units of these 3 physical quantities only, that is length, mass and time. So the basic unit of length is meter and its symbol is m. Mass kilogram, its symbol is kg, and time second and its symbol is s. So from this 7 fundamental units, you need to study the 3 units of, that is of length, mass and time. Now next is derived units. The units which can be expressed or obtained in terms of fundamental units are called derived units. Other than the 7 fundamental units, all other units are derived units. Derived means obtained with the help of fundamental units. For example, if we consider area, you have studied what is the unit of area? It is meter square. So this meter square, it is obtained by using fundamental unit of length, that is meter. If we consider speed, then speed is measured in meter per second. It is obtained with fundamental unit of length and time. Fundamental unit of length is meter and fundamental unit of time is second. Here if we consider volume, then unit of volume is meter cube, which is also obtained from fundamental unit of length. So here you can see that these derived units are obtained by using fundamental units, but you can't obtain unit of mass, length and time with the help of any other units. So they are fundamental units. Now the next topic which we are going to study is system of units. A complete set of units which is used to measure the quantities is called system of units. Many systems of units are there, but I have considered here 3 systems of units which you will require in chapter 8, that is motion. First one is SI system. The acronym, that is short form SI, is derived from the French word Système International. Now which units are SI units? So the fundamental units of a quantity are the SI units of that quantity. For example, if we consider mass, fundamental unit of mass is kg, so SI unit of mass is kg. Same way SI unit of length is meter and SI unit of time is second. Now the second system is MKS system. M stands for meter, which is a unit of length. K stands for kilogram, which is a unit of mass, and S stands for second, which is a unit of time. Third one is CGS system. C stands for centimeter, which is a unit of length. G stands for gram, which is a unit of mass, and S stands for second, which is a unit of time. For example, meter per second. Here you can see meter and second is there, so it is which kind of unit? MKS unit. But if we consider centimeter per second, then here you can see a centimeter is there and second is there, so it is a CGS unit. You can be given MKS unit and you are asked to find its CGS unit, or you can be given CGS unit and you are asked to find its MKS unit also. Next topic which we are going to study is types of quantities. There are two types of quantities, scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantity, the quantity which require only magnitude for its complete description, is called a scalar quantity. For example, mass of a boy is 40 kg. Now in order to describe this mass, we does not require direction. We can't say that mass of a boy is 40 kg in a particular direction. So this mass is a scalar quantity. Same way length, time, etc. all are scalar quantities. Now if we move to vector quantity is a quantity which require magnitude as well as direction for its complete description. Example, force. Suppose that if you want to push a table in right direction, or if you want to move a table in right direction, you should apply force in such a way that it moves in right direction only. If you are applying the force in any other direction, it will not move in right direction. If you want to move it in right direction, you should apply a force in a particular direction only. So force is a vector quantity. Same way, if we say that wind is blowing with a velocity of 8 km per hour in east direction, so here the velocity is a vector quantity because in order to describe it, direction is required. So vector quantity is a quantity which require magnitude as well as direction for its complete description. You will study this scalar and vector quantity in much more detailed manner as we move with the chapter 8, that is motion. So these are the basics which you have to study before studying the chapter, that is motion.